Yo boys, back with another video. Today we're gonna be doing the good old-fashioned Rogue Priest, and uh yeah, I mean, I actually do enjoy playing this comp. Now it is kind of frustrating a lot of these times, probably because of the obvious. It is definitely rough games. Now there is one downside to playing this comp is you don't beat plates. So it is a good thing but a bad thing. Me and Cat can now pretty much beat everything but a plate. And H-Bows are one of those comps too that it's if they're good, we don't beat that comp. If they're just they have too much utility, and as you can see here, we end up you know doing a pretty good opener actually. We get trinket, evasion, and darkness in the opener. Uh, that was with every button I had, and PI and a vanish, and I only got him to 40% HP. So if you and this is he only trinketed because it was the last stun that I had. So imagine he could have just held. Honestly, he would have only been at like 20%, but thankfully we got trinket from the H pile as well. So um, it can be really awkward. You're supposed to stun blind, but it's like I just don't have that time to go for a sap. If that sounds like, you know, weird or not. We end up getting bubble off a DR fear. So these are the type of people that getting absolutely farmed by. Like, and this is not even a close thing. This is like, these are hard games for me. Like these are genuinely hard games for me. Like we've lost to people like this almost every other game that's versus the plate. So usually I use my symbols to get combo points because when you use a shadow dance, it automatically gives you a 1 minute proc that helps your shadow strike. Uh, it's probably not the best thing to do. You might want to save it for when you actually do a go, and I've been doing that. I end up incapping the I beam. For some reason, I beam's not kickable anymore. I don't know. I thought it was precog at first, but I guess it's not. Thankfully, we end up winning right here. So he almost lives too. So he almost lived that. So that's pretty crazy that he can almost live that full go with my priest and me on him as a DH. So here, this is another game that we didn't play 100% perfectly, but we still should have absolutely farmed these people. So like I said, this is my opener right here. There it is. So he just sat my entire go. I shadowy dome and I got darkness. That's all I get. And then he just self heals from darkness. So that's all we got for my entire opener with my priest. My priest does now PI me, which was really bad on her. But, and she didn't mind games because she was, focused on getting the fear, which probably wasn't the best move. But the point is, when you're facing, this is a class that we beat 100%. Like, not actually, we should beat 100%. Because DHs are like rogues. Rogues and DHs take the most damage in the game. So I shouldn't even stun there. I smoke bomb anyway. And I think we end up getting SWAT. Oh, no, we don't. Okay. She ends up getting a full fear, which was really nice, but he has evasion on, so he's basically immortal at this point. So, as you can see, these setups are pretty sloppy. Without having Door of Shadows for the priest, it's really hard for a priest to run across the map, because especially when they're perma-slowed the entire game. So, yeah, it's definitely rough. And these games are not easy. I will say it again, they are rough. And this is at 2K. Right now, Cat's like 2060. We got all the way up to like 2078 or 2079, and we just couldn't do it. Thankfully, we get an in-cap fear. We get trinket. I'm pretty sure. He's no way you hold. Yeah, he trinkets. Now, in any other situation, he should have died. With me and my priest doing damage to him, he should have been dead. That's the fact. He definitely should have been dead. That was my secret tech setup. That he should have been. He should have been at least. With my priest on him as well, he should have been a goner. Let's just be honest here. The shaman should have immediately trinketed that fear and started healing. Instead, he waited till the last 2 seconds to trinket. That's a misplay, and you should pay for that. Here, I end up not using my secret tech because at this point he's gonna get out of the CC. It's not even worth using. I end up using it anyway to see if I can kill this guy through his evasion, which was a bad play because I mean you gotta remember I'm playing a rogue. So bad play on me. I didn't have enough energy, and I didn't want. I thought I honestly could have maybe like cheese killed him somehow by like using it on a Staggio strike, but it clearly wasn't worth it. She ends up almost dying here. And look at and I'm actually this DH is not doing as much damage as you think he is. Like these are pretty crazy. Thankfully I've gone off DR whether we've had a fear, and I think we won right here. I think my priest helps me do damn, and she just one shots him. So I was just backstabbing from like 30%, and she's sitting over there just doing unhealable damn. So that was nice. Thankfully, this is the only reason, the only healer that Sub Rogue is viable with, It's because of the damage. Now, Disc Priest can also work because you get whatever it's called. It's like you get a buff, a PvP buff that helps your damage. It's like 10% or something, or it's something pretty crazy. But it's not that good. It's only good into like other rogues and stuff. But Druids, this is one of the impossible comps too. Druids should never lose to anything other than a Druid, or unless it's super high damp and your teammate messes up. Otherwise, they're just too strong. This is another healer that just like should never. It's too strong. So I end up bombing here. So I bomb late, which ends up really bad because we would have ended up getting trinket. That was bad on my part. I end up shadow doing him. I trinket. I keep forgetting, or I didn't even forget. I thought I just could have got cheesed. I shouldn't even more waste it. I keep forgetting that a lot of these times, these aren't real games. These are just me and Kat just trying to get her 2100. This is all this is. So I don't really, you know, in my mind, this is just me. These are every time me and Kat play, it's when I get off work. So it's basically a warm-up game for me. But by the time we're done playing, it's only like 40 minutes. So, but by the time I get warmed up, I'm logging off the game. So it's kind of funny that every game you guys have seen is just like me and Kat just talking in between the Discord and just that's it. I mean they're definitely they're high anxiety on her because she's having to try like she is sitting there sweating, and I'm just sitting there talking casually. And I don't really care if we lose these. I just get mad when I lose to somebody that's obviously worse than I am. So here I end up getting a nice sap. He ends up pre-evasioning, which was good on him, but he ends up tricketing. That was a misplay by him, and the reason is if you pre-evasioned, why would you're at 100% HP. So this is another example of melee Zug Zug mind. This is him just wanting to destroy my healer. Like, and there's nothing I can do about it. There's really nothing I can do. I mean, look at the damage right here. I mean, how do you this guy's normal damage is as much as my burst damage. So he can do 30k a second to 50k a second all the time, 24/7. Yeah, on my burst, I can barely hit, anything really because it's just no there's not been one situation to where I've ever had every single CD and they've had nothing. It's never happened yet because my mini goes don't do enough damage. I legit tell Kat we lost because like I have to have her doing damage. Like she has to be doing damage on our goes always, like every time, and it has to be all crits because it's not enough. Like I can't win with my damage alone. I end up just in-capping every I-beam, and that's how you counter I-beam, by the way. You just in-cap it, or, or gouge it, whatever. Obviously, you lose CC on that, but, you can just candy off ears or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But whatever. Here we end up almost winning, question mark. Nope, he ends up iron barking, he's perfectly fine, and then he has, like, 2 hots, he also has darkness. I try to sap off this. Just kidding, my auto attack goes off for some reason. And that was with PI, by the way, so that was a full PI opener. And he didn't die. And there's one game in here that's a really long game, and this is the game that fumed me. This was our last game played, I'm pretty sure, and I was fumed. You know what I hate? I hate the most when I face a warrior that die by the swords on offensive goes. Like, he doesn't do it defensively. I feel like I'm personally being disrespected because of that. Like, it feels like, imagine if I just used my cloak and my vanish for no reason, or my trinket for no reason. And I did it every time. So I'd use my cloak and vanish for no reason. Not to reset my cooldowns, to just do it, so just doing it, why not? Like, imagine if I was privileged enough to evasion versus a warrior in the very opener without him clicking a single button. I'm not. Because guess what? Even if I do evasion, I'm going to get one-shotted because the overpower's hitting for 50 to 100k a pop, and they have it all the time. So he's sitting there overpowering me in the entire game. You know how many times I've died through evasion from like 80%? So here I end up disarming the opener. I end up running into the ring, but I get the disarm off, so it stops their go. I kick the sheep. Just kidding. I'm waiting for the dis P. Okay. So at this point, we're going to do a trick play. So we're going to go mage hard here. So here, and then we're going to swap to the rogue, then swap back. So here, I told her to go angel for me. So I tell her what to click versus these situations. If I see it because I know I played Rogue Mage so much that I know what she should be pushing. So I basically just tell her what to click, like, you know, that type of stuff wise. She ends up getting a nice fear here, and this is where we're gonna swap, and we're just gonna immediately rush the mage. And this is a prime example of Rogue Mage not standing a chance versus somebody who knows how to play versus the Rogue Mage. So here he ends up getting a nice kick, but then I end up vanishing on the kick, so the Rogue couldn't open on me. He's resetting his kick right now. So what Cat doesn't know is now he has kick back, but she can just 1v1 him at this point. This is the issue with Fire Mage in Arena. You will lose to a priest 1v1. So I just let her 1v1 him. So he ends up kicking. At this point, he's going to come out of block, and I'm just going to full sap him. And then I'm going to swap the rogue if he's out. And the reason I'm going to swap the rogue is to get common points, or we could just kill him. I think, let's see, did we just kill him here? So I shadowy dome. I'm going to disarm him off this. Disarm, now he can't stun me. And now I have trinket for when he stuns me, and now he's dead. Goodbye. He stuns me, trinket, dead. And there you go. Another prime example of completely outplaying these guys. You'll see how fast-paced this game is and the difference between people holding cooldowns and people overusing. If these people just use cooldowns, we would lose 100% on these games. It's not possible to be a wrestler druid if they're good, you will not win a lot of these times unless you play perfect. This guy's sitting in combat for no reason, and I couldn't sap him. That was the most annoying. And then he gets me out. So after me spamming sap on him, he was just able to, okay, I'm just gonna dip, whatevs, not gonna, and he doesn't even cyclone me. So I end up running over there. For some reason, Blind's range is like across America, so I don't know what's going on with that. I end up spacing my set, or maybe I end up vanishing to reset my set. Well, look at this play. Oh, beautiful. She goes in for the fear. He resets time. Now watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stun the druid right here. Bam, and now he's dead. Bye. Oh my beautiful, beautiful. So that was such a fast pace that when you know have okay, this is the game that I was absolutely just oh my, it was bad. It was real bad. So this guy's out of D stance. I know that I can't use my stuff at this point. She ends up fearing. I end up shadowy doing. He ends up just stunning me 2 times in a row, and he died with swords there. Okay, nice. Okay, so that's 1 die with swords on 80% when I have no damage. Okay, so that's nice, nice. We love to see it. We love to see it. So now we disarm on his burst. He has PI. And you got to remember, this comp is not... the reason these are unwinnable is because their amount of abilities and their overall damage. Like, they just do too much damage. And their MS is too strong. Like, I can't kill a plate. And the thing is, if you go healer, he'll just intervene. So it's like, what do you do at that point? And if I was assassination, I might have a chance to beat this. The problem is, it's not good. Like a warrior, like just other classes are so much better than rogue. Like I don't know what it comes out, and I don't want to play a set. I shouldn't be forced to play a spec that's like, just fix the spec. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's so difficult about this. Why am I forced to play a spec that I don't want to play? Like how have they not figured that out? I should have vanished for the reset, but I knew he has unlimited CDs, and I knew this was a GG. We didn't stand a chance. This was not them playing. They could have used every button and we still would have lost because he's playing a plate. This guy hasn't D-stance 1 time in this game. He still has yet to D-stance. He still has yet to D-stance. He still has yet to D-stance. I shadowy dome, no D-stance. Click fear. Okay, nice. So and then he just stuns me off that because he has 9 stuns, 4 fears. Oh, stunned again. Nice. He's back up to 100%. We like that. He blade storms. Now he's going to take both of our HP bars all the way down. I kin him. I'm going to try to sap off the fear. Nope, we can't do that no more. So, as you can see, from my perspective, it's just... I don't know what to do. I really don't. I don't want to queue solo queue because then I get some 1600 player that just throws all of my rating after I waited 30 minutes for a queue. We're both dead to bleeds. I'm dead to a bleed. She's dead to a bleed. What is going on in this game? Like, what is this? Is this a Feral Druid? So I do my go on him. I get him to 60%. Oh, no. He died with swords, baby. We throwing it. I had to force blind him. So that's 2 died with swords, air. 1 at 80%, 1 at another 80% while he's popping burst. So that's 2 warrior. That's 2 in a row. So this is not just him doing it for one purpose. He is doing it because he generally doesn't understand what that button does. He does not, he really just doesn't understand it. And not to flame him or nothing, but when, and you can't blame these people either for playing a class that's broken. Like, you can't blame them. That's like, because I don't blame these people for, like, 2K rating is supposed to be, like a learning. You're supposed to be learning to a certain degree. You're not supposed to be giving a rating because you're playing a certain comp. Like in BFA, for example, when I was learning how to get my first 2100, I had to learn to get my 2100, even though I was pretty solid from the start. Like from, you know, when I was actually trying to push, I was pretty solid at, most classes I played. But that's no longer there's no learning curve. That's not a thing. It's just not. You just play a class, you learn the class rotation, and that's about it. You don't need to know anything else. There's really nothing else. But at this point, I know the game's over. I mean, this guy still has Trinket, he has PS, he has Dome, like he has everything. And then the Warrior has Die with the Swords back up in 5 seconds. So after me trying all this game just do one setup, another PS. So yeah, we didn't stand a chance. There was no chance. And any play you face as a sub, don't worry about it. You won't win. Like maybe at a lower rating, but at this rating, it's just not gonna happen. I mean, they're just Yandy Davo Swords. Okay, that proves my point. I don't even have a Shadow Dance up. I still have to wait 40 seconds for my Shadow Dance. So this is a prime example of exactly what I was talking about. There is no longer a skill curve in WoW. You just play a melee or you just play anything else and you're good. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace.